If you're thinking about buying your first home in Denver and you've already Googled what to do, stop. Because most of you read what was written for a national audience, and Denver is not a national market. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes because I'm going to walk you through every single stage of the buying process, what the Denver and Northern Colorado market actually looks like right now, and the one thing most first-time home buyers skip that ends up costing them the most. I'm Jeremy Kane with Jeremy Kane Homes and eXp Realty. I work with buyers across the Denver metro and Northern Colorado markets, and I made this video because I watch first-time buyers come into the process armed with headlines and leave confused. Not because buying a home is complicated, it isn't when someone breaks it down clearly, but because the information most people find online is generic, national, and honestly, not that useful when you're trying to figure out what to offer on a house in Arvada or Fort Collins. So here's what we're covering today. The 6 stages, every one of them matters. Stage 1, understanding the market where you're actually buying in. Stage 2, setting your real estate budget before you ever open Zillow. Stage 3, getting pre-approved and understanding what that actually means. Stage 4, searching for a system instead of just scrolling. Stage 5, making an offer and negotiating in our market. And Stage 6, what happens from contract to close and how to not blow it in the final stretch. Save this video, I mean that, because you're going to want it, and come back and watch it. Let's get into it. Understanding the Denver market right now. All right, stage 1, before you look at a single listing, you need to understand the market you're actually buying in, not the market the national headlines are describing. And right now, those headlines are all over the place. Some are saying prices are crashing, some are saying it's impossible to buy. Here's what the verified data actually says. According to Redfin data reported by the Fort Collins, Colorado home prices fell 2.1% year over year as of April. Nationally, Realtor.com's June 2026 data shows that the asking price dropped 2.5 year over year, which Realtor.com flags as the steepest annual decline in the data set since 2017. And inventory, more homes sold in Colorado than a year earlier, up 3.2%. Nationally, active listings rose 92.2% compared to June of 2022, according to Realtor.com. So what does that actually mean for you? It means this is not the panic market of 2022. Buyers have more options, more time, and more negotiating room than they've had in years. But and this is important, pockets of competition still exist. Certain neighborhoods, certain price ranges, and certain school districts are still moving. The takeaway from stage 1 is this. Headlines will scare you in both directions. Your job is not to react to the national averages. Your job is to understand the specific neighborhood and price range you're targeting. That's where the real picture lives. And that's what we're going to build toward through the rest of this video. Let's go to stage 2, and I want to be direct here because this is the stage most first-time homebuyers either rush through or skip entirely, and it creates problems down the line. Setting your real budget, not the budget a lender hands you, your real budget. Here's the framework. Start with your gross income, then lay out every existing debt obligation you have, car payments, student loans, credit cards, all of it. Then look at what you actually have saved for a down payment, and then factor in closing costs, which in Colorado typically run between 2% and 5% of the purchase price. Confirm your local range here for your specific market. And then, this is the one most people forget, reserve funds. What's left in your bank account after closing? Because that moment you own a home, things happen. Water heaters, HVAC, a fence that needs replacing 3 years before you showed up. Budget is not just what a lender will approve you for. Budget is what lets you sleep at night. And I want to say that again. Budget is not what lenders approve you for. It's what helps you sleep at night. Now, I'm not going to throw a mortgage rate number at you because the rates you see on the news site is not your rate. Your rate depends on your credit, your loan type, your lender, your specific situation. The number that matters most is not the rate you read about online. It is the monthly payment that fits your actual life. And that calculation starts with your budget, not a headline. This isn't financial advice. It's just a framework to show you exactly how to get the pieces to fit together. If you are interested in finding more about the whole home buying process, comment buyer and I will send you my buyer guide right away. So let's talk about pre-approval. Pre-approval is stage 3, and I'm going to be blunt about this one because I've watched buyers lose homes over it. First, let's clear up a confusion. Pre-qualification and pre-approval are not the same thing. Pre-qualification is a soft estimate based on what you tell someone about your finances. It is unverified. A pre-approval means a lender has reviewed your actual income documents, your credit, your assets, and issued a letter confirming what you're approved to borrow. Those are very different things. In a competitive market, only one of them matters. Here's why this is not a formality. According to Redfin's national data, 20.4% of listings go off the market within 1 week. 31.9% go off the market within 2 weeks. Nationally, now in Colorado, as of April 2026, the statewide median days on market was 47, according to Redfin. That means more breathing room than the peak years. And if you show up to make an offer without a pre-approval letter, you're not a buyer, you're a spectator. Pre-approval is not a formality. Pre-approval is your entry ticket. I want to say that one more time. Pre-approval is your entry ticket. Get it done before you fall in love with the listing. Get it done before you go to your first open house. Get it done now, because the moment you find the right house, you will not have time to scramble if it's one of those, unique properties that's flying off the market. All right, now let's go to stage 4, the home search. And this is where most first-time homebuyers lose the most time. Not because they're not looking, but because they're looking without a framework. Let's fix that. Step 1, define your must-haves versus your nice-to-haves. Write them down. And if there's more than one person, write them down separately. Must-haves are non-negotiables. Number of bedrooms, proximity to work, school district, a garage, whatever is actually load-bearing for your life. Nice-to-haves are things you'd love, but would trade for the right must-haves. Without the list written down and clear, every listing looks either perfect or terrible, and you make emotional choices instead of strategic ones. Step 2, evaluate neighborhoods, not just houses. In Denver Metro and Northern Colorado, the difference between two neighborhoods 2 miles apart can be significant in a price per square foot, commute time, school district quality, walkability, and long-term appreciation trajectory. So here's the deal. We need to find the right fit for you and your family. And it may have to, correlate with your approved value. And that's exactly why we need the pre-approval first, understanding what your budget is, and then we can dive in. So what matters is the age of the roof, the health of the HOA, if there is one, the permit history or any addition and renovations, and how the price per square foot compares to actual recent comps in that specific area. Here's a data point that reframes how you should think about this search. According to Redfin's national data, 53.1% of inventory nationally goes unsold after 60 days. That means inventory is still out there. A patient, strategic buyer can find the right home. But patience without a system, not a strategy, it's just waiting. Build the system, define your criteria, evaluate the neighborhoods, and then search with purpose. Now everybody's favorite, making an offer. And again, if you want that buyer's guide, comment buyer and I will send it right over. Stage 5, making an offer. I want to reframe something here right away because a lot of first-time home buyers still have 2022 in their heads. This idea that you have to overbid dramatically to win anything, that's not the context right now. According to Redfin's current data, the average sale to list ratio nationally is 98.3%. In Colorado Springs specifically, Redfin puts that number at 98.36%. What that means is homes are selling very close to asking price on average, not dramatically over. But keep in mind, that's the asking price when they go under contract. Strategic, clean offers win. Aggressive panic overbidding is not the default playbook right now. So what does a strong offer actually look like? It has 5 components: price, earnest money, which signals your seriousness and your financial commitment, contingencies, your proposed closing timeline, and possession terms. Let's talk about contingencies because this is where first-time homebuyers get either too aggressive or too passive. There are 3 contingencies every first-time homebuyer needs to understand. 1, the inspection contingency. We have an inspection objection and resolution deadline in our contract. This gives you the right to have the home professionally inspected and to negotiate repairs of credit based on what's found. The truth is that a home inspection is more for your education than a negotiating tip, but we want to make sure you're buying the right home because of that budget thing, right? Number 2, appraisal contingency. This protects you if the home appraises below the contract price. It gives you an exit or a renegotiation point. 3, the financing contingency. This protects you if your loan falls through. When should you waive these? Not in this market, You generally should not waive your inspection or financial contingency ever. These are not just safety nets. They're negotiating tools. And here's the context that matters right now. According to Realtor.com's June 2026 report, 18.8% of listings nationally had a price reduction. So we need to understand that a home sitting on the market may have just been overpriced. A lot of buyers right now are getting it in their head that something is wrong with the home if it's not under contract in 14 days. But I just told you the median days on market is much higher. So this is where a strategic buyer with a pre-approval letter and a clean offer has real leverage. Contract to closing. This is my favorite. Okay, so stage 6, you're under contract. Congratulations, now is not the time to exhale. This is the phase where first-time homebuyers make the most avoidable mistakes and where communication becomes the most important thing you can do. Here's what happens in those 30 to 45 days between contract and closing. Your inspection period comes first. You'll hire a licensed inspector. They'll walk through the property and you'll get a report. Work with your agent to evaluate what's material and what's cosmetic and decide whether to request repairs, ask for a credit, or accept the property as is. Then comes the appraisal, ordered by your lender, conducted by an independent appraiser. If it comes in at or above purchase price, you're clear. If it comes in below, you have decisions to make, and your agent needs to be in that conversation immediately. Title work runs concurrently. A title company will confirm the property has clean chain of title and no liens or encumbrances that could affect your ownership. You'll do a final walkthrough, typically within 24 to 48 hours before the closing, to confirm that the property's condition matches the contract, and then you'll receive your closing disclosure, which itemizes your final costs. Read it carefully, ask those questions, do not sign anything you don't understand. Now, the mistakes first-time homebuyers who struggle in this phase almost always share one of these 3 patterns. They make a large purchase, furniture, a car, which can shift your debt to income ratio and jeopardize your loan. They switch jobs during the process, or they open new lines of credit. Don't do any of these things until after you have the keys in your hand and the final paperwork is signed and funded. And communicate. Stay in contact with your agent and your lender. Do not assume everything is moving forward. Ask follow-up. Confirm. The buyers who close smoothly are the ones who stay in constant contact. Communication is a job during this phase. I'll say it again, communication is a job during this phase. So it's my responsibility to reach out to you as your agent and keep you in the loop, and it's your responsibility to ask any questions that may come up at any time. All right, let's recap all 6 stages. Stage 1, know your market, not national headlines. The specific neighborhoods and price ranges you're targeting in Denver Metro or Northern Colorado. Stage 2, know your budget, not just what a lender approves. What lets you sleep at night, gross income, debts, down payment, closing costs, reserves. Stage 3, get pre-approved, not pre-qualified. Pre-approved, it is your entry ticket, and you do not show up to this game without it. Stage 4, search with a system, must-haves versus nice-to-haves, neighborhood evaluation, looking beyond the photos at the actual condition and value you're buying. Stage 5, offer strategically. Clean, competitive offers win in this market. Know your contingencies, know your leverage, and understand that negotiating context you're working in. Stage 6, communicate through closing, stay in contact, ask questions, don't make financial moves that could jeopardize your loan. Communication is the job. That's the process, 6 stages. And if you watch this whole video, you're already more prepared than most buyers who walk into this market. But here's the thing, want the guide? Comment buyer below. Want to book a consultation to develop a unique strategy? Click the link in the description and we can have a one-on-one call to build your unique strategy, because guides are very generic. They walk you through the process much like this video did, but your situation could be different. A strategy is built around your specific goals, your specific budget, and the specific neighborhoods that make sense for your actual life. That's what I do. I'm Jeremy Kane. I work with buyers across Denver, Metro, and Northern Colorado, and I'd love to help you build a plan that's actually built for you. Reach out to me directly and get started. Let's build a strategy around your actual goals, not a generic plan. If this video helped you, hit subscribe. I put out content specifically for buyers and sellers in this market, not generic national noise. And drop a comment below of what stage of the process you're in right now. I read every one. I'll see you on the next video.